Neewer sell these flash diffusers, and gotta say, personally I think they're pretty good value for money. The rectangle one here can be bought on its own. Normal retail price on this is about £17. I think at the moment the sale price on that is about £12 or £13, so it's a little bit cheaper. But if you want this one, it comes as a pack where you have to buy both of them, where the price on that, normal retail price, is about £23, and I think again at the moment sale price is about £17.50 for the pair of them. These are designed to fit on your ordinary Sppedlite flash, and this is my old one, 20 plus years old, just really to show how this fits. The fittings on the actual Sppedlite are exactly the same for both of these. They are held in place by an elasticated strap on here with a bit of Velcro on the end, which Velcros as you go all the way round. The first thing you'll notice on both of these is that they are that typical rectangular shape for what is the standard Sppedlite, but they do actually stretch out and also fit on what I think is becoming a bit more popular, the round head Sppedlite. What I've found with my Sppedlite is that you've got the nice big round head there, and it then goes into this sort of like flatter area here. So I've done a bit of sort of like experimentation, and I'm now sort of like deciding that I want to push this on as far as it will go to start with, so it goes into that dip in the bottom there, and then get the strap round. And not only does that help it keep it in place, not that it's really going to come off in the first place, but it just helps keep the neck part here more fully open to allow for the light to get in there and spread around. Inside of these is, hopefully you can see on this one, it's all very reflective, so any light that's going to be fired in here, even if the neck is closed a bit, is going to get bounced around all over the place before it comes out on this front diffuser. So size wise in diffusers, this one, I mean, it does look a little bit bigger. You can certainly see it's very slightly wider than the other one. Probably maybe less than a centimetre wider, but height wise it's probably around about a centimetre less in height wise. Now I'm guessing, I'm not going to do the maths on this, overall light spread on both of these is about the same area size. Do they actually make much of a difference? Personally, I don't think so. Not that I've really done any detailed tests into do this. With a square base like that, you're going to get a lot more spread out sort of light. It's slightly wider than it's higher, so it's going to possibly spread out a little bit wider than it is higher. Whereas this one, it's that octagonal shape, so it's going to give an even spread of light throughout. If you're going to use flash outside, say maybe for portraits and things like that, your flash gun may well already have a diffuser plate in it or something like that to use. Or even when I bought this, I bought the kit and I've got the dome diffuser, which is probably what I'd use if I was going to. I wouldn't come out with this to start with. But where I'm actually at the moment, playing around with this at the moment, is with macro photography. And it's not so much where I've done in the past of going out in the woods for the fungi and things like that. It's more probably like insects, where I've got to hand hold the camera. Insects may move, especially if you're going to get something more lively like a bee or a wasp or something like that, or a fly that is constantly moving about, and you're going to need those higher shutter speeds as well. I'm going to put my 100mm macro lens on. I'm probably going to just use this one because I don't really think there's going to be much difference between the two. I have used this one probably a couple of weeks ago, taking the images around the garden, which I will stick a few images up. Just come into one of my plant pots here, and just to show you a bit of scale, I've got an ordinary pencil here with a rubber on the end. Now at the back here, against the fence on part of the vine work here, I've got a ladybird there, which I will look at in a few moments. Now the thing I'm going to be concentrating on at the moment is this stem here. So just so you get an idea for size, it's probably about 1 to 2 millimeters wide at the most. And if I flip over to my main camera here, which I'm just recording video on at the moment, you can hopefully see on there that there is a very small aphid there on the stem. That is probably about 1 millimeter. I'm going to start with flash off. I'm going to change this to auto ISO. I'm shooting at f8 to try and still get a bit of depth of field. At the moment, I'm going to actually reduce the shutter speed to about 100th of a second, because obviously I've still got a reasonable shutter speed for the aphid isn't actually moving. And I can take an image there. That's used ISO 1000. So ISO 1000 with 100th of a second shutter speed isn't always necessarily great. So I'm going to switch the flash on, up my shutter speed to 1/200th of a second, because that's my flash sync speed, and I'm going to put the ISO back down to 100. I'm currently running this at 1/4 power. I'll just make sure the diffuser is sort of tipped down to be pointing that way. Retake the image. Sometimes because of restrictions, don't really want to move the plant pot unless I can really help it, but getting the ladybird that's at the back there, I can probably get about another 4 centimeters closer with the focusing, but this shot actually works quite well. I've got the ladybird looking head straight on, and I think that comes out really, really nicely. Now I've just moved across to another plant pot here, and this is absolutely covered in aphids, all on the leaves here. There is loads and loads all on the stems, and they'd probably say they're probably about 2 millimeters in length, so they're quite a bit bigger than those other ones that I was taking pictures of. What I've done now is I've took my flash gun off the camera and got my trigger, so I can now frame up as I want, but hold the flash where I want to get totally different lighting images, so I can go directly above from the right. Becomes a bit more awkward when you're left or right handed, depending on which side you're putting the flash. What do I think of these then? I've got to say I am really, really pleased with them. Even if you've got to buy the pair of them at full price, £23, I mean that's £11–12 each, which is really nothing. And I will say that if you're going to be paying full price for this, which was what, £17, £16–17 I think, pay the extra £7 and get the second one as well. It's really, really worthwhile having both. Actual performance wise, I don't think there's much probably difference between the two. I mean, you could probably set up a studio situation in a dark area and measure the light coverage just to see where each of these cover. But for macro photography, like I've just been using today, I think both would work absolutely fine. The good thing about these is they both just flat pack like that. They also come with a little carrier storage bag, so they can just go straight back in there now that I've finished with them. And oddly enough, the zip is double-ended, so you can either do it up from one side or the other. And stored away, simple as that. Using the camera handheld at 200 of a second sync speed, working on macro, I'm trying to get as close as possible to my minimum focus distance of 30 centimeters, 300 millimeters. And I usually just pull back a little bit, and trying to get the accuracy, certainly on things like insects like ladybirds and all those aphids, was sometimes pretty hard, and you would take a few images to get it right because the camera just wouldn't always necessarily focus on the right part. But using the tripod on there, just telling the camera the area what to focus on every time, just focused almost perfectly every single time. And sometimes there is a little bit of messing around with your flash power. I haven't really tried it with TTL. I would much prefer to have it on manual flash, take an image. If I think it's overexposed or underexposed, just adjust the flash power. It's quite quick and simple. I would certainly suggest, if you've got the option of having the flash off camera, you can get some really, really nice lighting effects, like I did play around towards the end there. And I've got a trigger for my flash gun, which is brilliant because I can just put this on the hot shoe on the camera. I can control all the flash power through this, so I don't even have to mess about with the actual flash gun itself. Alternatively as well, I've seen some people actually have sort of like extension brackets off the camera to put the flash gun on there, and it's on a fixed position, slightly off center, so again you've not got that direct flash to your subject. Hope it's been used to you. Certainly been enjoying getting outside doing some macro photography, even in the back garden. I really didn't realise how many aphids we'd got over really what was 2 or 3 plants out there, and it's nice to see all the ladybirds coming out, which is what they feed on. So my conclusion, for even at full price £23, I would go and buy them again now if I didn't have them. I will also add, I've done several reviews on the Neewer products which I bought. I'm not sponsored by them. All of these products, I've been a case that I've gone onto their website, looked at what I want to buy. I bought them all with my own money, waited for them to be delivered, and these are totally all my own thoughts on these. Somebody else may well have a totally different opinion on these products that I do, but these are my opinion. Thanks a lot for watching.